Hey, fam! We are back with Pride, Prejudice, and Petty.
We are here. We are queer. And we are ready.
Yes! Yes! For the revolution!
Hell yeah.
So I think this is, what is this, the fifth episode?
Yeah. I think it is the fifth episode. Yeah.
Fifth.
Yeah.
However, we, if you've been here for the first four, thank you for hanging out for the preseason.
Yes.
And we have kind of taken some time off. We have been back and forth, really just trying to figure ourselves out and
Mhm.
get the feel of this. And we really think we just about got this thing figured out.
Yeah.
And Tiff, I was thinking about this as I was prepping just a little bit ago, and I was getting my face on and all the things. And not only are we figuring out the podcast, like just over these past 3 months, because of the podcast, it has pushed us to really figure out who we are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, how do we want to present
Mm-hmm.
to the world?
Mm-hmm.
And who is that person?
Right. It's been the
I have
catalyst.
yeah, I've learned so much about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm to our audience, I am rolling right into my 40th birthday on Saturday. That has got me feeling some kind of way, in a good way. In a
Mm-hmm.
good way. Like I am approaching so many levels of a new era of my life. This is a new decade. This is me coming into my crone phase. And I was just talking to my best friend in Michigan. She turns 42 days after I do. Her birthday's on Monday. And so we're talking about this milestone in 2024. My son's going to graduate college. My oldest daughter is getting married. Our middle daughter enters her senior year of high school. Our youngest daughter enters her freshman year of high school and starts driving.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
this is just a new era.
Oh yeah. It's a
And
lot.
it is a lot. It is a lot. And I have found my power. Mine. Mine. We talked about that this morning, like the authenticity in my spell work and really coming to terms with the fact that I'm a witch.
Yeah.
This is who I am.
Mhm.
This is what I do. This is where my power comes from.
Mhm.
Just as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, it's just so excited.
Yeah.
And all of that to say, this has brought us here ready to speak loudly and proudly and authentically
Yes.
and just speak some truth.
Right. I think it's time. It's time. Like you said, it kind of opens up creating your own practice and learning what that looks like to you. And especially, yes, there's a connection in between witches, soul magic, whatever you want to call it. But we each have our own practice, our own system that we hold very close and we go by and we believe it and we feel it and it's amazing. Um, and I think just a note for people just getting into it right now, you don't have to follow the books. You do not everything has to be perfect. Not everything has to match somebody else. Just do what makes you happy and what feels right to you. That's what I think kind of is getting lost nowadays. It's like, oh, you got to spend thousands of dollars to do this and to no, you don't.
No.
And I've fallen into that. I still do. But it's just the fact of taking a step back and actually getting back to what your practice means to you.
Yes. Yes. And you've been with me on the journey of my grandfather passed away
Mhm.
in late August, and he was the patriarch of my family and harbors a lot of responsibility for my trauma. And he's, with the exception of my uncle, who is estranged, is the last living member of my family from behind me.
Mhm.
And sorting through all of this and working through closure has me looking at my ancestry and my lineage and asking myself, what did my ancestors do?
Right. Right.
And we came from extreme poverty,
Mhm.
extreme poverty. We didn't have the option to
Mhm.
purchase supplies. We had no choice but to work with what we had.
Mhm.
And in I'm so tempted. Yes, I want all the new pretty shiny things and, my Etsy cart is full of,
Oh my gosh.
so many different ingredients.
Mhm.
But when I look at my ancestry, it's so not necessary. It's absolutely not necessary. I can take a $1 candle from the Dollar Tree and make all kinds of amazing things happen.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it
Definitely.
works. And it works for me.
Mhm. Simplicity
And
works.
it does. It does, and you talk about, the difference in our practices, and I tease about this all the time. You're so structured and, you have your book of shadows and, your ritual and everything on your shelves are just perfect and so, and, you're all dark and twisty and, like, Black Moon Lilith, and I'm just, like, this, like, chaos rainbow witch that's just running around throwing like, glitter and shit,
Mhm.
praying to the ancestors.
Mhm.
And you work with deities, you
Mhm.
work with them well, you work with them often, you connect to them,
Mhm.
and you struggle with ancestry.
Right. Right.
I struggle to connect to deities, but I can get your Grammy on the phone in a
Right.
hot second,
Right.
and it just works.
It works. And that's what I think is so beautiful about it is the fact that we help each other, which here's the deal. What I've learned with witchcraft, with voodoo, with hoodoo, it's a community.
Mhm,
It is where you help the person next to you, regardless of anything. You
mhm,
allow nature to help you connect with other people in other worlds in every way possible.
mhm,
For me, I realized that witchcraft is a way of whoa, that came out of nowhere. It's a way of understanding nature at a different level and
mhm,
understanding myself as not just a woman, but a healer, a nurturer, as a warrior, like all these things that if you go to other religions, you're just a wife or your mother or you know what I mean? We as women are so much more.
mhm.
And that's what's so amazing about having a practice because you get that.
It gives you the space to be
Yes.
more.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I love it. I would never go back. I would never stop. And that's the thing is, I'm sure, at some point my family's probably gonna be listening to this and be like, "Oh my god, completely anti everything." I don't give a shit. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. This is where I'm at. This is what makes me happy. And in a first time in a very long time, I've seen changes that I was quote unquote praying for and waiting. Now I'm making those changes.
I have told several people that being an evangelical,
Mhm,
having grown up indoctrinated, been in the church, been a worker
mhm,
in the church, I have the peace now in my soul that I was always preached at and told that I should have if I was a good enough Christian.
Mm,
And it's the peace that I spent countless Sundays with, like, a tear-soaked altar
mm,
at the front of the church begging God for that peace
mm,
and hating myself for not being good enough to obtain it.
mm.
And now it comes easily. I sleep peacefully at night because I know me and I accept me, and that's enough.
That right there, like this right now, I don't know if you can feel it, but I feel it because I've got chills all over me. This is it. This is exactly, and listeners, I mean like full body chills, like it's the most
We found
amazing.
it. We have found it.
This is, and it's so amazing because I think about the more and more people we reach, we're going to be like sharing this and we are going to be helping them find what they need to find, like the answers that they've been looking for. Because another thing with our practices is I feel like we get to answer our own questions.
We get to ask the questions, Tiff. We get the luxury of being able to even fucking ask.
We get all of it. Like, I don't, okay, let's go back a bit. Now, if you were to look at how much you have gained in knowledge, there's no way to explain it. Like, you can't explain that feeling or that knowledge or that just the knowing. You can't explain it.
Right.
It's that
Right.
peace that you're talking about. It's that the confidence, the power, the fight, the rage that you're always supposed to keep down. You have to be a lady. Fuck of that. Um, it's there.
Yes.
I
Yes, we're allowed
just, oh,
to feel what we feel,
yeah.
think what we think, question what we want. I just made the joke. Even to my pastors,
Mhm.
a as a younger version of myself in the church, that, everyone talks about what they're gonna do when they finally get to heaven, and they walk through the pearly gates. St. Peter's let you in. Like, what are you gonna do first? And of
Right.
course, the good righteous Christians would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna fall at the feet of Jesus and just praise him for all eternity." Hey, good for you. That's awesome. You said we have eternity, which means forever. Cool.
Yes.
I will check in with the late great JC. Like, and be like, "Yo, bro, thanks. Appreciate it. However, I'm
Yes.
told that there's a tree of knowledge. So if I could just go grab a snack,
Yes.
a snack,
Yes.
and then I'll be back. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Hmm.
All right.
Hmm.
The first thing I want to do, I wanted to get to the tree of knowledge. And I was indoctrinated to think that I had to wait until I got there
Hmm.
to ask the questions.
Hmm.
Fuck that.
Hmm.
I want to know now.
Hmm.
Right now.
Today.
Yesterday,
I mean, years ago. Like, it's
down
just,
straight in.
yeah. Like, it's so, oh God, I just love it. I love being able to be able to say it, like just be like, this is part of me. It's not all of me. There's multi parts of me, but this is a large part because this is what I believe. This is what my morals are in. This is what my ethics are in. I'm giving myself that freedom that I have been asking others for.
Yeah. On a complete side note, just like as a bestie, could I just take a second to tell you how proud I am of you right now? Like, just right here in the middle of this, I know what it means for you to be having this conversation with me publicly right now, and I'm out of my mind proud of you.
I
Well, you
feel like this is like that happy dance moment where you just like giggle. You're just like, I said that, you know. But it's true. Like at I think okay, 36, around 36-ish, I knew that my life was changing. Did I know how? Nope. Was I nervous? Yep. Because I knew that A, I would lose people. B, I wasn't going to get the acceptance that I wanted from the people that would leave. And C, the unknown is scary as hell. But the thing is as soon as like for me, so like being able to say I'm demi, being able to say that I'm pansexual, and then on top of the fact of being able to say that like I'm a witch.
Those are big declarations. Those are huge declarations.
Yeah, it's huge. It's so powerful though. Like I'm taking it back. Like go ahead, dislike me, disown me, don't talk to me. I don't care because I've already said all of the negative stuff to myself for the past thousands of years.
Right,
Now I'm going to give that up.
right,
So it's like witchcraft kind of came in with that. Like it was all like intertwined. And then as soon as like I was able to meeting you was like, oh my God, there's another person
right.
that knows what I'm talking about, but I don't have to say it. Like I don't have to explain it. It's just there. But it's amazing.
Right.
It's amazing.
No, you're earlier today, flitting around, I was thinking about this authenticity and having this just really direct and honest conversation, and, um, it occurred to me that I've had mental health issues since I was a teenager
Mhm.
in a small, rural Southern town where those things don't get talked about, they don't get addressed. You're just crazy.
Mhm.
You're just
Mhm.
crazy, and I look back at that former version of me, and she was batshit crazy, and rightfully so, given her circumstances.
Exactly.
But I've been considered crazy my entire life.
Yes.
What the fuck does it matter now? I don't care if I'm found to be saying, people think, what she's saying makes some sense. That's spot on. Or if they go, this crazy fucking bitch. You think I
Yep,
care?
sure I am. Sure the fuck am.
Yeah, honestly, it's a relief.
Right.
Like, I
As
don't
long
need
as you know it.
anymore,
Right.
so I don't need to bother to try.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's so amazing how everything starts falling into place. And it's like there's still the fear there. There's still, like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like, but that fear is worth it. Cause now that idea of I have to hide that is gone.
right,
I've said it. Okay. What's next?
right,
So it's kind of like, and especially like with the world we're living in right now, I feel like a lot of people are pushed to go to religion just because it's a
right,
safety net. And it's kind of it's easy. I would have to say there's an easiness to religion that I don't find with witchcraft necessarily, which is interesting because you can take shortcuts, but you end up feeling it way more.
right.
There's that energy where it's like, oh, well, I just well, then you're not going to get anything out of it.
I You say easiness, I say laziness.
Okay. Yeah.
I think a lot of people
Yeah.
choose religion just because, yeah, it's the easy way. Here's a book, and here's someone telling you exactly what you have to do, and if you do that, someone else will take care of everything for you.
Right. Yes.
Jesus will come back and save you, and
Yes.
that will be the end of it. But when you become a practitioner,
Mm,
there's a level of accountability because the only person who can save you is you.
mm.
There's no waiting for anyone else. It's either take action and take control or fail.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
It's
I do.
that. There it is.
Yeah, I do wish it were as simple as reading a story time book,
Right.
just going down this little list and that was the end of it.
Right.
But at the same time, like, what? What?
Like, how is anything like that? Like, what do
Say
you,
you don't want any say in your destiny?
how does that work?
Right.
You're just going to allow some random stranger to make you, that's supposed to know everything about you and everybody else in the world, to know exactly where you're supposed to go.
Right. Right.
No, not at all.
Congress without, right? And
I
so
had
that
to come out of my TikTok live because some racists showed up in there.
Mm, of course.
It's fine.
Mhm.
It's fine. Haters gonna hate.
Hey, it happens. I feel like we're so used to it though.
Right?
That reminds me of the ham. The ham. So quick off the subject. I was commenting on a friend's TikTok, and I basically was telling this guy, like, you're just stop. Like, I don't want to waste my time and energy on you, whatever. And guy goes, well, you basically already did by responding. True, valid, I'll give you that. That's smart. Look at you use your brain cells. Um, and I replied to him and I said, don't worry, we still will, fight for your freedom and your human rights. Because the post was about Palestine, and people always have their BS excuses of why they're not with them. And he goes, oh, well, the only thing your fat ass is going to fight for is a piece of ham. My response, where? You have ham? But can I get some? Like, are you trying to? I'm hungry. Was that supposed to be a bad thing? Because, yes, I'll fight a bitch for some ham. Bacon? Done. On site.
You will fight a bitch for bacon.
I will. Look, it's an obsession. But yeah, it was just like, really, dude.
What is that supposed to mean?
I don't care. I don't. First of all, you're one person out of everybody else in the world that I could give a shit less about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I love the 3F saying. Are you feeding me, fucking me, or financing me? No?
Shut the hell up.
No? Okay. All right, cool.
No.
Bye. Bye. My Kaylin Jane, my sweet girl, she came home yesterday and excuse me, it just in absolute tears.
Mm.
Some little boy in the gym in front of her little boyfriend, in front of Landon, had called her ugly, like to her face in front of him. And I said, and she was just all distraught about it. And I understand she's
Mhm.
14, it's the end of the world. And she was like, he called me ugly right in front of Landon. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, babe, to him, you may be ugly. You might be ugly to him. That's cool. That's fine. I was like, you're one of your friend's boyfriend. Like, do you think he's attractive? She's like, ew, no. And I was like, you think he's ugly, right? She was like, yeah. And I was like, but your girl, she thinks he's the finest thing since sliced bread. So I was like, as long as Joe still wants to get with all of this, I could care less. And I've told her, I was like, not you, not your sister, not anyone. I don't care what you think about how I look.
Right.
The only person I need to find me attractive is my partner.
Right. That's it.
So who the fuck cares what little Timmy Two Toes thinks?
Right. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's irrelevant what somebody that does not know you, give a shit less about you, thinks. Who cares?
You don't know me. You don't know my story. You don't know what the fuck I've been through to get here.
Right.
And quite honestly, you don't know how good I look for the shit I have been through. So fuck you very much.
Exactly.
Like, you think I just waltzed in here on a cloud of privilege looking like this?
The scars.
Botox?
Like,
fuck you.
It's yeah.
Could give a shit.
Not wasting my time or energy.
No. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Are we gonna tell people what our big plan is?
Let's do it.
We're doing it.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, live and in person, we are here to announce our presidential candidacy.
Hell yeah.
2024. Ash and Tiff, 2024, straight right in.
We're going to do it because here's the deal. The bullshit needs to stop. We might not know the best answers for everything, but here's the thing is if you communicate with the people around you and the citizens, you could figure it out together as a community.
Like, we'll be the first people to tell you, we don't have a fucking clue what we're doing.
Right.
Not a clue.
Right.
Like, American history was taught to me by a baseball coach. Everything I've learned on my own. So I don't know what the fuck's going on in there. And I mean, who the fuck does? I mean, shit. We trusted a rich guy who said he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, but he figured out. How about let's try it with some poor folk who's willing to have a conversation with the rest of the poor folk out here.
Right.
And see what everybody actually does fucking need.
Like,
I don't know.
Realistically, logically, what is really needed?
What do you need?
We don't need more fancy cars. We don't need more bullshit excuses of education. Let's get real. It's not the same.
Did you know they've proposed another 200 million or 200 billion? I don't know. Some ridiculous package over to Congress again today for both Ukraine and Israel and all this other bullshit funding. Hundreds of millions of dollars. And we're sending all this money to help Israel with all this war stuff, who's already supposed to have like one of the best militaries anyway. Like, you've got this great military. You don't already have this equipment. Like, what do you need my money for? Secondly, you've got free healthcare. You've got free education. And that's not just to the citizens of Israel. That is to anyone, like any Jewish citizen of any country. They can come to Israel. And hey, that's fine. That's fine. But you can come there. You get free healthcare. You get a free education. And if the healthcare that you need is not available in the country, they will pay for you to go to whichever fucking country you need to get that help. They can afford all of that. But they can't afford their war. And we can afford the wars.
But can we?
Apparently, but we can't get health care. We can't get we can't get a decent, we can't even get a decent standard education, much less a continued education.
Right.
And while I'm on this tangent, let's just go ahead and have a conversation about the ice skating rink that I found yesterday.
Oh, God. What
Because
in the hell?
Telling us they can't afford to help us with anything. But while I'm driving around town yesterday, I passed one of these Six Flags Over Jesus churches, think that they've got some kind of above ground baptizing pool out front. What the fuck is this? I pull in to find out that these motherfuckers have built a goddamn skating rink in the middle of the yard to suck people in, to push Jesus down their throat so that they'll give them their 10% tithe check every fucking Sunday, in which they're not bothering to help any of the fucking homeless. They're not bothering to help any fucking single mothers. They're not helping anybody get an education. They're not helping anybody get a fucking hotel room after a natural disaster. They ain't trying to help no fucking body, but they can build and maintain an outdoor ice skating rink in Tennessee during a climate crisis. How much does that cost?
I feel like
a fucking dime in taxes.
that. Okay, so here's my thing.
This is our platform, y'all. This shit's gotta go.
Okay, so they need an ice skating rink because obviously that's how they preach. You know, they put the ice skates on and they go.
You can't sell Christianity and like the incest and the idolatry and the murder and all that.
No.
You can't just sell that on its own. It has to come, in the form of
lie to people. You have to actually like sugarcoat shit and be like, hey, could you give us $1,000 and we'll help somebody? No, motherfucker, you're helping your damn self build another wing to your ginormous ass church that at the end of the day, you are doing the opposite of what you were called to do.
Yeah.
Let's be real. You guys are pieces of shit. You're liars. You're actually criminals. You are official criminals, but you don't have to pay taxes.
How do you read the red words? How do you read the words of Jesus Christ himself? Do all of this shit, call yourself one of his followers, and then put your head down on a pillow at night and go to sleep?
Very easily when you're, sleeping on loads of money and you're getting like prescription painkillers and you know what I mean? Like they're not just doing this and it's all like everybody's happy. No. What are you hiding? The fuck are you hiding?
Yeah.
And if you have to hide it that well, you might want to look at yourself because it's sick. It's a cult.
Are they genuinely that self-delusional that they think that God has just blessed them? That they're just simply blessed and favored and honored?
I know a lot of people like that. And it is just, it's almost like people, see, here's the thing is people call like us crazy. That's crazy. That is, you are mentally fucked. If you think that this almighty person can see everything that you do at all times and you're just a good person, come on, man. Like let's be real. You're doing it for yourself and for money.
Yeah. Because
you know that once you build this church and you get a whole bunch of people in, they're going to basically pay for your life. They're going to just be like, oh my gosh, yes, we'll donate everything. It's a cult. This is cult. I don't understand. Like, that's like the definition. You're giving your money.
If these people didn't, if they didn't get in their car and go to like an off-site location, like if they just lived on campus, no one would be arguing whether or not this is a cult.
Right. So how does that work?
Just because you get in your car and drive home.
And then think about what the homes look like. Like, here's the thing is, my family has money. Yes. Okay. Whatever. I don't have the mentality of, oh my God, give me it all. No, fucking take it. I want to live a life that means that I can be proud to live that life, that I can be around human beings and not feel like shit.
I do not, I don't, I can't say this any more clearly. I do not care about money. I mean that so literally, so literally. I do not care.
Mhm,
I want to be able to live inside of a domicile
mhm,
that protects me and my family from the elements,
mhm,
keeps us warm when it's cold, cool when it's hot.
mhm.
I want there to be food for us to eat, healthy food, preferably,
Yeah, that would
which
be
is harder
nice.
and harder to come by. And I want to be able to travel and see this gorgeous planet
Mhm,
that we have been gifted
mhm.
with.
That we don't own. I'm sorry, I have to make that clear. We do not own it. It's not ours.
No, she is all of her own. She belongs to herself. Mother Gaia belongs. I want to travel her. I want to honor her and and worship her from every corner
Yeah.
of this big, beautiful, round thing that she is.
Mhm,
I don't care how I get there. I don't
mhm.
care if I have to ride a jackass or, if I can catch a free flight. I don't care about money.
Right.
I want to be able to sit at tables with strangers and have conversations.
Yes.
I wanna know about their life, their
Yes.
culture, their
Yeah.
their upbringing,
Yes.
their philosophies, their conspiracies. I wanna know it all.
Mhm,
I wanna share a meal,
mhm.
and then I wanna move on.
Yeah.
Where's m I'm not chasing money.
Mm-mm.
I care less about money.
It's the connection between human beings. It is the knowledge of looking at somebody and being like, "Where did you come from? What was your childhood like?" And tell me all the details. I mean, all of them. It doesn't matter. I will sit there and listen until that story is done.
Yeah. Tell me all the ways you fucked up. Tell me all the lessons you learned.
Right. That's
Tell me
all
how you
the
want to
ways.
make a better person.
Right. And that's how the traditions are born. By talking, by discussing this information, by being open and honest and clear about everything. That's how we build communities.
Yes.
Not this bullshit excuse of like, oh, I'm going to throw thousands of dollars this way. You're not doing shit. You're not helping anybody.
No.
How about you sit down for a minute and actually talk to somebody? How about you give a shit about somebody other than yourself?
We've established there's this culture that's established though, and it's with intent to
Mhm.
make you believe that nobody wants to hear what you have to say.
Mm,
Nobody cares what you have to say.
mhm,
You're on your own.
mhm,
You're on your own, which means you need to buy all your own stuff.
mhm,
Don't rely on anyone else.
mhm.
You can only rely on you, and you need to buy all of these things just for you.
Yep.
For example, there's one, two, three, four, like probably 6 houses, like, right, just in my little corner
Mhm,
here that I can see at any given moment.
mhm,
There are 6 lawnmowers.
mhm.
Why? Why? You're telling
Everybody
me
needs their
one
own.
lawnmower couldn't mow 6 yards? You couldn't take turns?
Oh, you can. Most definitely.
There's probably 6 different grills. Bob's not using his grill tonight. We can't borrow that?
Right.
Why?
Mhm.
It always goes back to money. I'm
Mhm.
so fucking sick of it.
Yeah. That's the thing is in winter in my neighborhood, there's an older couple that live next to me. So when I go use my snowblower, I make sure that their area is cleared. They don't have to worry about anything. They never asked me to do it since I moved in here. They've never asked me. But they just know automatically that they will get up, be able to look outside, and it's clear. Why? Do I want them to pay me? No. It's because their safety matters. Their life matters. And if I'm outside already doing it, why not?
Yeah. Yeah. I have Mr. Ed across the street. He's this 70-something-year-old
Yes.
old white dude. And it's so funny. I drive past his house and see it on like Fox News all the time. Like, I know who this guy is.
Uh-huh.
But his wife passed away 2 years ago.
Mm.
And I can't imagine, it's 35 years down the road and Joe's gone and I'm alone. It breaks my heart. So on the nights that we cook dinner, that it's something I know that he might like,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna have more than enough. There, we're either gonna have leftovers or we're gonna throw it out.
Yep.
What is it? So I'll pack up a bowl or a plate and I'll run it over to him.
Uh-huh.
I don't expect anything from him. I
No.
don't need anything from him.
Nope.
He thinks I'm this weird little like liberal hippie chick that lives across the street,
I love it. I love it.
but he's appreciative
Uh-huh.
because why not?
Uh-huh.
Why not?
Yeah. It's that simple. It's that easy to just, again, I bring it back to the practice of you take care of the people around you.
Yeah.
Because if you need it, they'll take care of you.
Yeah.
And we've also, as a society, we've lost trust. Rightly so. There's a lot of fucked up shit. But there's also people that you can actually trust.
Mhm.
And it's amazing when you actually allow that to build.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm a cynical person, but at the same time, I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, there's going to be a community that I belong to, totally down to create it, that is self-sufficient. We work with our hands. We give back to nature.
There's a buzz amongst millennials. Like, this is something that is happening in our generation that our entire adult life has been one crisis after another, one historical event after another. I mean, for you and I, we experienced 9/11 in high school. That's how we
Still,
went into adulthood.
that's a shitty way to like be like, okay, well, let's go into life now. No,
And it hasn't let up
no.
for 20 plus years. It's just been nonstop bullshit.
Mhm.
And yeah, our whole generation's like, what the fuck are we doing? Why?
Mm.
All we want is a homestead and some
That's
goats
it.
and a garden.
I just want a goat with pajamas on it.
Right?
That's
I
all
want
the fucking
those
want.
like the weird goats, like the blah, 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 goats.
The ones that faint and jump and they're like, oh my God, yes. The jumping ones. Yeah.
And then there's like the ones with the beards that are all like
The billy goats.
yeah, I just want some goats. And the little mini furry cows.
Yes. Oh my God. And mini ponies, even though they're ponies, but they're like actual mini. They're not.
Yeah, but they're mean as hell though.
So am I.
That's fair. Fair.
I mean, damn. I need something, you know.
But yes, like,
That's what I
and
want. Land and peace and rest. Not just, okay, I'm going to lay down and rest. I mean, like, where you can go outside, sit on a chair in the sun, and just be.
be doing anything.
No.
Why? Why?
For
Why?
what?
Why is productivity the goal?
Why can't just being present and living and breathing be the goal? Why is it, oh, well, we have to do this, and this? Fuck all that. I'm tired. Like, I just want to be, I want to feel the sun. I want to feel the earth. I want to just be happy.
Yeah.
That's it.
I want to be in it. I want to play in it.
Oh my gosh. Food,
Yeah.
growing food.
Yes. Yes. Like I did that last year. I grew my, like, I mean, it was a batshit crazy garden, but I grew cucumbers and tomatoes and some really shitty carrots and some radishes, but like I
It
did
felt
that.
so good.
You
I
know,
bet it felt so good.
God, it's so satisfying.
It is. It's
I
so
did
is.
that.
Yeah.
And then like I made some pickles and I'm watching my kids. And I did that. I got the jars and I mixed the stuff and I sliced the vegetables that I grew. And my kids are just like, they're eating these out of the jar. And I'm like, I nourished my family. I
See
did that
that.
to finish.
That. Like, if you think about how much real pride would come from that,
Yes.
not the fake bullshit. Oh, well, this is what no, like, I was able to feed families with this. That is huge.
Yes,
That
I
is,
have provided nourishment for a human being.
that's, oh my gosh. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly
We'll have a home.
that's number 2 on our presidential goals, is to make sure those that want to have a homestead are
40
able.
acres and a mule.
I mean, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, these are all things, again, might not know everything, but
We'll
we can
figure it
learn.
out. We'll figure it out. And oh, listen, we don't know a lot about a lot, but we are some honest motherfuckers.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Honest motherfuckers. Like we've already talked about this. We will do this podcast every day, FDR fireside chat style. And whatever the fuck we learn that day, you gonna know about it. You will know about it. What's under the Denver airport, you say? Well, let me just go find out and I'll let you know tonight. What's the Smithsonian got locked up in there? Don't worry. We'll have that published to the website in the next month. We got you. Like, whatever we find. Are there aliens? Sure the fuck are. Sure the fuck are. You want to meet them? Cool.
Yes.
I don't care if America, like, I'm tired of us thinking that America can't handle the truth. You know what? That's for us to decide. Maybe we can't. I don't know. Maybe it'll be chaos and we completely implode on ourselves. I don't fucking know.
Aren't we already doing that?
Truth is the truth. It is what it is. And whether you can handle it or not, that's on you. All these files, like all these Hoover files about all these people that are dead. If you are dead, your file is declassified. You did what you did, and everybody's gonna know about it. And tough fucking shit. If you didn't want everybody knowing about the bullshit,
should have never did it.
Yeah.
Public records. That's the thing is, you know what? There's too many damn secrets. I'm so tired of it.
Shit, I'll tell you anything you want to know about me right now.
That's anything. The thing. It's just ask. You want to know?
Yeah. Zero fucking shame. I'll tell you everything you want to know.
Like, that's what the thing is all these people come up and they're like, oh, I promised to do this. I promised to do that. You don't do jack shit. And then you wonder why people are pissed off. Yeah. Not promising a damn thing. what we're saying is that we will communicate, and we will all, everybody included, will figure out the best thing to do. Voting
Absolutely.
needs to come back. Real voting.
We have talked about this. You work in taxes. You work in a tax office. You know good and damn well every year between January and April, millions and millions and millions of us log on to turbotax.com or irs.gov or all these websites, and we enter in our home address, our driver's license number, our social security number, all of our financial statements. Everything you ever want to know about someone is in their IRS filings. We know that. If we can log on to a website and upload all of that information through the web, you're telling me that we can't figure out a way for someone to log on and make their voice heard, yes or no, on this resolution? Why don't we have an open democracy, period? Like, we will run a fucking poll all day, every day. Log into this web, verify your identity, make your voice heard, and we'll do what the fuck you want to do.
Because that's what money should be going to.
Yeah. I mean, they can proxy an online like exam. We can't proxy a voting seat. Like, there's a way to ensure that is securely done. And Americans should have a voice, period, about every fucking thing. We elected representatives in the 17 and 1800s when getting to Washington, D.C. or New York City at a time wasn't the easiest thing in the world to do. So we had to elect a representative to go on our behalf. I can hop that. It's what, 2:30 here? Bet money I can go to BNA in Nashville and hop a flight and be in DC by 7:00 tonight if need be.
But not even that. We're communicating right now.
Yeah, from 900. I don't have to go. And you're right. I don't even have to go anywhere. I don't even have to go anywhere. I don't even have to move into the White House if we get elected. We can do this shit from right the fuck here.
Like, I don't understand why is it so difficult? It doesn't need to be that damn difficult.
We don't need representation anymore. I can represent and speak for my motherfucking self. I don't need you, Marsha Blackburn. I don't need you, Bill Haggerty. I don't need you. And even as your president, I don't want to speak on your behalf. I just want to be the megaphone for you. You tell me what to do. And there'll be no more 2/3 this, 2/3 that, gerrymander this, gerrymander that. It's 51 fucking percent. 51 fucking percent down the damn aisle. And if you can find 51% of Americans who say you don't want abortion, guess what? We're not having abortion this year.
Done.
Cool. We'll talk about it next year. Done. You got 51% of the population that says we don't want weed here. All right, cool. We're not having weed. That's fine. We'll take it up on next year's ballot.
Because that way people would respect that. They're getting to use their voices.
Actually fucking matters.
Right now, nobody gives a fuck about what anybody says.
No, because it doesn't matter. They're going to do what the fuck they want to do anyway.
Right. So why don't, I don't know, everybody pull their heads out of their asses and maybe look at what could possibly help? Real conversation? Real morals and ethics, real ideas.
It's the whole lazy savior complex. Like the leftists are, they're looking for, the Democrats and Daddy Joe to come in and save the day, and we're just going to ignore the genocide because rights. And then, you got the other side that's waiting on either Trump or Jesus to do something, but they sure the fuck don't want to do anything for themselves. This forces you to take accountability. Because if there's something that you're passionate about and you didn't place your vote, your side loses, that's on you, motherfucker. That's on you. That's not on Marsha. That's not on Bill. That's not on Joe. That's not on Trump. That's not on anybody. It's on you.
Because now I feel like at this point, voting doesn't, and I know this is going to get some shit, voting doesn't matter.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. Because, number one, It's all bullshit anyways. They don't live up to what they
It's two
say they're
sides of
gonna
the
do.
same coin. It's good cop, bad cop, and
Right.
both of them are either good or bad, depending on which side you're
Right.
sitting on.
So what is
My guy's the good guy, your guy's the bad guy. My guy's the good guy. Your bad guy.
and right now we have no good guy. There's
No,
nothing. We're
no.
standing here like, wait, what? What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying that. Well, we've got to vote this one because they're going to save the democracy. What democracy?
There is none.
To save? What is there to save?
This shit needs to hurry up and and then be built back up because I'm over it. I'm so tired of it. I'm so like at this point I am fighting for nature. I am fighting for my practice. And all the political shit. Well,
I'm fighting for the daughters.
yeah.
I'm fighting for the daughters tomorrow, for the sons of tomorrow. Like I'm fighting for our kids.
Mhm.
For whatever. I know that my grandchildren deserve a better life than my children got.
You know, that pisses me off.
Me too.
I had a child. In my mind, I was like, I am going to be able to give her the world. I am going to show her she can do and be anything that she wants to. She is going to have endless opportunities.
That is a crock of shit. That is a crock of shit. She
can't. And not because whatever, it's not safe. The thought of
it's not that you're incapable of providing it for her. It's just that's not the reality that we live in.
It can't happen. It's been taken away. My dreams for my child have been taken away. That to me, I don't give a fuck who you are, what you believe in. That is messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's 2023. We still can't get equal pay.
No. Oh, why would we be able to do that?
Treated with any kind of fairness. And now I have to watch my daughters go into adulthood with less rights. With less?
Oh, God.
Than what we already have. Like, no, that's not okay. That's not okay. And here's another really controversial thing. Here's a controversial conversation that I'm actually willing to have with the right. Remember back in the day when abortion wasn't this big of a topic? But 20 weeks was the magic number.
Yeah.
Up to 20 weeks, not a lot of questions got asked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to have that fucking conversation for a being a witch, being a believer of nature and the universe. I believe that life begins with the breath of life. I believe you draw in the breath of life, and that is where you draw in your soul. That is my own personal belief. Therefore, I feel if a pregnancy were to be ended prior to the first breath being drawn, that a soul has not been murdered. Now, to take it a step further, 20 weeks, we know that a life is it is impossible for it to be viable. I think 22 weeks is the absolute max. It's really more like 24 and up is where you even get viability. So at 20 weeks, viability is not even a possibility. That is halfway. Pregnancy is 40 weeks long. That is halfway there.
Yep.
With the exception of a medical emergency, you've had a full 20 weeks, 5 months to think this through and make your decision.
Right.
If you haven't made up your mind by the 21st week, I'm sorry, boo. You're stuck with this. Let's have a conversation about adoption. Time to make up your mind. Again, that may be a very, very, very controversial conversation for me to have, but I'm about compromise, damn it. I am about compromise.
But here's my thing. Okay, here's my thing. Because why in the hell is adoption not in that same topic? Why is adoption just such an easy thing? Why is it, oh, we'll just. Here's my thing. Adoption isn't just adoption. You have to take care of a person's mental health, physical, emotional, spiritual health. That's not easy. It's not easy for the adoptee. It's not easy for the adopters. And especially when the cultures are mixed, things get a little weird. Not saying that can't be done. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's not a lack of understanding behind adoption to make it feasible.
There's not enough resources in it to have the appropriate conversation.
No, and that's why I feel like abortion and adoption, they're not on the same, but they're on the same because the right information is not out there. It's not getting seen. It's not getting talked about. It is not getting realized because, once again, you're not just dealing with one thing. There's a whole world out there that people that have not been in the system or have not, done their own research on the system or been adopted or, you know what I mean, or went through different procedures that will understand how hard it is to be adopted. And not always think, well, what did I do? And it's not, and I'm not saying it's either whatever. This is more of the adoptee train of thought. This is mine. Of number one, why did you adopt me? Number two, why did you give me up? Number three, okay, are either of those answers good enough for me? Because at the end of the day, everybody can say whatever they want. Be happy. I'm glad I've gotten to live this life. But there's still questions that nobody can answer because they don't have balls enough. So until that conversation is able to happen for both topics, I think people need to chill the fuck out. Like, if a person needs to get an abortion, okay. If you are going to adopt, you need to go through mandatory mental health classes. Before, after, and during. Same with abortion. Before, after, and during. There needs to be support on all levels. That is free.
Because they're hard decisions. They're hard decisions, regardless of which route you take. These are hard decisions. Right. These are decisions that are going to leave imprints on your soul. This is trauma. This is trauma.
Yes. And it needs to be it's to the point. It's difficult because part of me is like, I don't want anybody to feel bad. But here's the thing is, would I adopt a child after being adopted? Before, I would have said yes in a heartbeat. Now, I don't know. And it's not because I don't want to help children or I don't want to, I would love to help all the children in the world. But to think, even having a daughter, to think that somehow I could contribute to her feeling any sort of pain or emotional trauma or mental trauma kills me. And that's what's not talked about. That's not what's seen. Neither of these things are easy. They will never be easy. It has to do with a life. Adoption, you're taking a born that has taken their first breath and choosing, for whatever reason, not to be a part of that child's life. Okay. That to me is why adoption is somewhat more intense than abortion, because like you said, that they didn't take their first breath.
With an abortion, there's ultimately, it of course, it depends on the circumstances. Like, we have this
Right.
woman in Texas, was it Katie Cox? Is that her name? That's going through this whole ordeal with the Texas Supreme Court, trying to get an abortion because her
Yeah.
child's not viable.
Yep.
That affects more than just one person. This wasn't like her decision to
Right.
go to a clinic.
Right.
Father, like there are other children involved. Like this affects a family.
Mhm.
But we're ultimately, for the most part, we're looking at this affecting 3 people. Right? Mother, father, and that's even if it, and I get that there are grandparents and aunts, but we're talking at the base of it.
The immediate, yeah.
Tops, 4 people tops with one abortion.
Mhm.
But with an adoption, the ripple effect of that,
Mhm.
it's so much further, because now just from you in your spectrum out, now there's a birth mother out there, there's a birth father out there, there are half siblings on one side, half siblings on another, you have your own siblings within your adopted parents. Like the repercussions are further out.
Because it's because as somebody being adopted, your automatic thought is, okay, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Your feelings get set aside forever, how long it takes you to realize what is happening. And as soon as you figure that out, holy shit. So it's these are conversations again that have to be talked about, and the government has shit to do with it. I'm sorry, they have nothing to fucking do with what I do with my body. They can fuck
Nor
off.
should they.
That is
Nor should
disgusting. Why do you?
The government's only job is to make sure that you have the healthcare resources.
Yes.
Go talk to the professional so that you may make a private decision with your medical professional. The government's only fucking job is to make sure to give you the healthcare. That's it.
That's it.
The rest between you, your family, and your doctor.
That's it. I don't. It's so frustrating that people have to go to court for medical. Like, no. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with the rest of the world. It has to do with that family. That's it.
And even from the Christian nationalist standpoint, they believe that they are saving baby souls and giving them a chance at life. That's none of your fucking business. Even if that fetus has a soul and a woman is actively choosing to murder that soul, so ludicrous, but this is what they truly think. That's none of your business. That's between me and God. That's between me and God when I get there, because it's God's job to decide what to do with me for that, not yours.
So what's the difference between this and Palestine? They're murdering kids. That doesn't matter?
No, because they could grow up. They could potentially grow up to be a terrorist. So
Okay. Yeah, I forgot. There's always a bullshit excuse for what they're doing.
And their daddy's already a terrorist, don't you know? Yeah, their daddy's already a terrorist. So that's what these people think. Like, I don't know how to make people understand, like, if MAGA goes off and does some bullshit, like, let's just say they start bombing. I don't want to pay for that.
Good luck. Hell no.
Like, are you going to tell me everybody in America is MAGA? You're telling me
No,
everybody
you know.
in Gaza is Hamas. And you know what? Don't even get me started on the conversation about the fact that if you told me to get out of my house, I gotta go over yonder, and that's where I live now, that I'm just supposed to be like, okay, and not, I don't know, maybe come up with a plan to try to get back home.
You would.
Nor would I teach
I'm sorry.
and my future generations to try to get back home to what was ours to begin with.
Yeah, no.
What would you do?
No,
all these people saying that, put yourself in that position and tell me.
It would be the dumbest thing that anybody could have done. It would end very badly, very quickly.
Yes.
Very bad. Like, it's just, okay. There's just so much stupid that can't be contained. And it's contagious. Like, stupidity is actually contagious. Ignorance is contagious. And damn it, I'm tired of it.
And yeah, that goes back to the whole, like, release the truth, all of the truth, whether you can take it or not. I'm tired of the misinformation. There's no more guessing. Here it is, in black and white. This is what the fuck is going on.
Right. You know what? Here's the deal. On this podcast, the truth will be told. Regardless of what, where, when, how uncomfortable the fuck it is, we will tell you the truth. If you have questions, we will research the hell out of them, and we will tell you the truth about anything under the sun, because there's no way in hell change will happen unless we all work together. That's it. It is, we either build a strong community and make the change, or we sit back and let shit hit the fan more and more every day.
No one's coming to save us.
Nobody.
Together, and we figure this out on our own, or we just sit around with our thumb up our asses.
Yeah, that's it. It's literally, like, I feel like it's not somehow not getting across to people. Nobody is going to save us. They haven't saved us before. Why the fuck would they save us now?
No. Like, Daddy Joe's not going to get elected one more time and kick it into high gear to start helping us out.
Wait, he doesn't have a high gear, does he?
Rolling back to the office with a fuck about what you got going on.
Oh God, there's no.
Side issues, they are not going to save you.
They don't care. They don't care. Like, this is for real. They do not give a shit about you and yours. Done. You are fighting for two sides of the road that don't give a fuck about you. Democrat,
the road paved
Republican,
the road paved to hell.
Yes, you're on it.
And you're looking for your lane on the road to hell.
Yep.
That's all you're doing.
Yeah. And I don't know, but there's no way in hell. I'm sorry. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for me. I'm not doing it for my children. I'm not doing it for my grandchildren. I'm not doing. No. I'm tired of it. I'm angry. And it's time for shit to change.
my grandkids will ultimately come into this world, and there will be a day, regardless of where all of this falls, whether we end up in some kind of dystopian, more of a dystopian shithole that we're in, or we manage to get ourselves out of this and actually have a decent shot at
Mhm.
a decent life.
Mhm.
But either way, my grandkids are going to come to me and ask me what I did. What did you
Yep.
do to help?
Mhm.
What did you do? Like, did you even try?
Mhm.
I may fail conclusively. We might.
But you tried.
At least I
Yep.
tried.
Mhm.
So what are you fighting for, folks? Are you willing to fight? Are you willing to have some hard conversations? Are you willing to listen to some inconvenient truths for your kids, for your grandkids, or status quo?
Mm.
That's the decision to be made.
Mhm.
We've rambled for a full hour and 15 minutes.
Get out.
I said we were going to do this like we do a FaceTime. If I hadn't caught it, we'd kept going for another hour and
You
15.
really would have. Okay. All right. Well, I think this is a good ending to today's episode. And I feel like this is the real first episode of what is going to be so good.
Yeah, we got this now.
Yep.
I don't even know how much editing we really need to do.
Put this shit up. Call it a day.
Fuck it.
Fuck editing. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah, we're done with that.
Yeah, I'm over it. I don't care. There's gonna be there's gonna be pauses, random shit. Guess what? This is us in real life. It's weird and awkward.
Yeah, basically you are getting an inside look of one of our FaceTime.
Okay, see, but now that you said it like that, it's damn it. Okay, I can deal with it.
With the exception that we have stayed in one spot for the entire time.
Yeah, because otherwise I would have been like in the garage, in my car, 5,000 different other, you know.
I love that we get to come on here and do this together.
Yes.
So if you guys are still with us an hour and 18 minutes in, thank you. If you've been with us for the first 4 episodes, thank you. We're just getting going. This is getting. Please come along with us. And let's see, what is our next recording day? It's next week. It's the day before the solstice. It's the day before the solstice.
Oh, we're going to plan something good.
Yes. Yes. So we will see you next week, right before the winter solstice. I will be 40 and fully in my crone age. It's going to be great.
Yay.
All right. So we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.